the issues that are affecting us for the day. That's what we aim to do. Pineapple on pizza. Really want push as people towards thinking more openly. Good afternoon, Jessica.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us on another issue of Hot Takes, our new podcast. It's a new now, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to welcome you to the show. For our listeners, Jessica we both work in the crop over field / carnival, that type of entertainment genre. Yeah. So we've established that.
We have that rapport going already.
Exactly. Right. So today, that's exactly what we want to start and get into and discuss, because it's the whole fiasco.
This mess.
Yes, the whole white chocolate fiasco that spilled over. I think I started it was yesterday, day before.
Maybe day before.
Yeah, day before is when it really touched on the timeline, and then it like a hurricane, it spun out from there. So yeah, for those who didn't, highly unlikely, but I did find somebody who didn't know about it yesterday. So for those who didn't know, White Chocolate, he was on, this is a British man. He's an influencer. So he sat down on a Black Lives Matter panel with a group called 48 in the UK. And it was a mixed group, probably 6 people, 2 black people, 2 white people, 4 black people. And there was a touching on a whole range of Black Lives Matter issues. They would have recorded it over the weekend. And when it came to him, he was noticeably silent for the first half. And then he did say that he was out of his depth. And he didn't know what was going on. He was trying to, keep his head above water. And when it came to him, eventually one day, he was saying that he's affiliated with the Caribbean community. So when the girls questioned, how are you affiliated exactly? It was a polite question. It wasn't leading or anything. She asked, how are you affiliated? So, and when he started to explain himself is when it went downhill.
There's so much here to unpack. Firstly, like you said, he clearly said that he was out of his depth. So let's start there. Why are you there?
Why are you there? Why are you there?
Why are you here, sir? You are not black. So why are you on this Black Lives Matter panel?
Okay.
And maybe it's his team. Maybe the 4 people, were being shady when they invited him. But you could have said no.
You could have said no.
You could have been like, I don't know nothing but no Black Lives Matter. Please don't call me. I hear y'all not dragging. You could have said no. And none of this would have happened, and you would have still be able to go through the Caribbean walking up.
And doing your thing, exactly.
Doing your thing, and people would have still love you off because it's stupid. And, everything would have been hunky-dory. Why are you on these people's panel?
It made
so that's how we start. Because the girl was right. The girl was like, so, what makes you qualified
what exactly
to be here? And from the time she asked that question, you should have known. I should not be here. So I blame his team, because his team had no right allowing him to go on there, whoever his team is. He's a young fella. He's 22? Still a young. He's
22.
But he also, in this day and age, we're in the state now, in this current climate where you gotta be aware of them kind of things, and he has to have known.
It wasn't like they slipped the Black Lives Matter thing into it. It was
it wasn't like a hot takes conversation.
Exactly.
Black Lives Matter came up. This panel is for Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Sir, do not go on there.
Why are you on there? So
that's how we started. We started wrong. So when they say when you start wrong,
you end wrong.
Right? So of course now he starts trying to explain why he's there and goes down the path of saying. And I just love the facial reactions of all the black people. When he said it, especially Mr. Man in the pizza. He was me, I was him. We were the same. He was like, because when he said that, he paved the way. I didn't know that the minute the word paved came out, he was like, oh my God, I done do it.
Yep.
Big mistake. Because you have not paved the way for anybody. Sir. We've been here.
Period. We've been here.
What you have done is exploited our culture. You have taken very much advantage of it.
That's all it is.
We are partially to blame for that, because if we then bought the place following this man on Instagram and hyping up mediocrity forevermore, we would not be in this place.
We would not be in this place.
He would not have 160K followers to get sponsored by.
To get flown out. You being people say, yeah, I love this. We're going to fly you out. We're going to put you up. We're going to pay you.
He would not have
160K
followers. So we, the Caribbean community, are very much
to blame. I'm glad that you said that. Because that's exactly what I thought.
And when they say we, really mean wanna be.
Wanna? Not me.
I was never
right. I'm glad you said that.
I was never really on this bandwagon.
I was never on the bullshit. I was never with it.
I was never on this bandwagon, but as a collective community, we have to hold ourselves accountable for it, because we always, and the black American community too,
as well,
we always love to give white people passes to the barbecue. I don't want nobody come to the barbecue.
I want nobody cookout. I did drink up. I don't want them. No.
We don't want them. It's okay.
We don't need it.
Because every time we invite one of these people to the barbecue, them is make me shame.
And the case in point, exactly, it doesn't. And
the fact of the matter is that he has been able to live off of this because he is white. Because as I said, we accept mediocrity because his workups are not any exceptional workups. And you know I'm biased. I'm very biased. So his
like
workups are not any
one singular workup that you could do.
His workups are what the average Bajan man can produce.
The most average.
It's not like he's doing, like if he was like a real serious workup, you know.
Like somebody mentioned White Wayne from
right, you understand Jonathan.
Exactly.
Like Jonathan knew how to work up. And it's not even just about him being white, because if we have white people here in the Caribbean.
If he was a black person who had come from somewhere else and picked up the culture like that, it would be the same problem.
But he also would not have had as many followers, because his whole claim to fame was that he was a white man
who could walk up. Just as he said, he was a white man who could whine, and that's why people picked it up.
Yeah. So, but we have white people here in the Caribbean, and maybe if it was an actual Caribbean white person, that's their culture.
Exactly.
Working in that culture. So, the claim to fame would have been that the white, but still, I guess that's part. Exactly. You have the right to say,
because you're a Caribbean person, you say, okay, this is my culture.
You have the right to say what you want, work like everybody else.
Exactly.
And if you get big off for it, then props to you, I guess. It can be a hater.
Exactly.
But you come from you
are a white boy from Hampshire in the UK,
right? And decide that you're gonna roll up in here
and say that this is your culture and you pave the way, like,
and all of a sudden you pave in the way for people.
I don't get it.
Okay, he put out his apology, and his apology said
his apology sucked, but yeah.
I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. His apology said that it was they baited him, and it was edited to show that to make it seem like he said this. Okay, fine. But again, as I said, if you wasn't there,
nobody can call your name. Nobody can say nothing.
Nobody would have been able to edit anything. So I just want Mr. White Chocolate, sir, to just think about what's happened here and learn a
learn a bit from this. Learn from this.
We don't really ever actually cancel people,
right?
So he gonna be back.
He will probably be back. Exactly.
So he 160K followers gonna still be there. Nobody unfollow he yet.
Exactly. I saw a whole set of people that I follow still following him.
All of them will still be there. They can talk about you behind your back.
Exactly.
They can talk about you behind your back, but they can still be there. But I just want him to be aware of the fact that you definitely are explaining our culture. And if it is that you didn't mean to, I don't know anybody's motives. Maybe you didn't mean to. White people always say
they didn't mean to.
They didn't mean to.
Always taking up space.
But even if you didn't mean to do it,
needed,
you are still taking, like you said, taking up the space of a Caribbean person that could be doing that. Nandi has 60-something thousand followers.
Exactly.
Nandi. Who you know is working for his back.
Exactly.
And this white boy with his one wine has 160K followers.
He can't do nothing. He can't do. He can't split. He can't jump. He can't backflip. He can't walk up and sing.
Nandi literally dances on an international stage with Masha Montana.
Okay.
Right? Nandi could do all kind of dance, all kinds, and she has less than 70K followers. So don't come telling me that you paved the way. Like, you have not paved the way for anything. You have taken away somebody else's opportunity.
Exactly.
And they would also like to ball out the sponsors that put money in his pocket but don't sponsor we black people. That's all I can say, because I might want money from one later. Right. But so I ain't gonna call nobody names, but y'all know
that who you are. That would be specifically, but you know who you are. You know who you are.
Because we in the Caribbean are always so quick to push, you know, and big up, you know, when certain people do things, and then the little man like me and you and the Nandies and all of them just gotta work real hard to get
extra
somebody
hard.
to
It's like,
and
what's that thing from? What's that show with Olivia Pope, where it's like the father was saying you gotta be twice as good.
Right. Exactly. We always gotta do the most to get any kind of backing. Exactly. And then these people is come and like mediocre is my favorite word where white people are concerned.
Yeah,
that
mediocre.
sounds bad, but we accept the bare minimum from them.
But it's just that you saying. I found that throughout history, mediocre white men, they've never had a question saying no. Somebody comes to you and says, come and talk on this Black Lives Matter panel. You know that you don't know nothing about Black Lives Matter. You know that you ain't taking nothing about the movement. But you saying, yeah.
I'm a Black woman. And if you invited me to a Black Lives Matter panel, I still would not go. Because even though I am a Black woman, it's not like, I am not like, you know, like this is not a topic that I can say that I can come and speak knowledgeably on. Right? You know, like I am rather know, right? Front lines. I am rallying people. Like I am a Black woman and I understand what it is to be a Black woman, but I am putting myself in any space for nobody to shame me. Exactly. And to like misspeak on anything.
Why you in the panel? You gotta wait till you in the panel to say I out my dad.
Precisely. Why were you even there? So that's exactly why I say that is a privilege that white people have, that they don't even think to themselves that they don't belong there. You need to know that this is not your circle.
This is not your space.
They're out of our space, and we need to start inviting them to our space.
Exactly. Somebody was saying, "Oh, y'all gatekeeping." I like that's fine. I'm fine with that. I
have no problem.
I would happily gatekeep my culture.
Certain spaces need to be gatekept.
Need to be, absolutely need to be, because they like let's get any and everybody coming down the road.
People don't have respect for our things, and it's not as if we haven't tried. Black people are the most. We try, like we try very hard. We have asked for the bare minimum of respect, and we don't get it. So I get keeping stop in one space. This so
drawing the lines, and I putting up the borders the same as the white people taught me. And we got customs, and you gotta come through immigration. You gotta fill out this form. You gotta explain what you're doing.
As I said, like we are not against white people. There are white people in Caribbean. White people are foreigners. But I am talking about people coming outside of Caribbean culture and decide that they're going to capitalize because our culture is fun. Yes, our culture is fine, and you could come and you could walk up, and maybe he could have got the 160K followers as, you know, a white boy that could have walked up. But you ain't had to take all the sponsorship money, and you ain't had to let the tourism board fly you out here with your friends. I don't know what you call me on this podcast for. So roll me up. But yes, you didn't have to do all of that.
People didn't have to fly.
Because if you were really an ally, you would have said, I don't know if that is
that I don't think I'm the right. You could have wrote him back and said, I don't think I'm the right person. I don't think this is in terms of both the podcast and getting flown out. I don't think I'm the right person. I would like her recommend XYZ blah blah blah. So many other people that you could use. I understand it's a marketing tactic. I understand that you're trying to reach a lot of people out there, and the people from the diaspora or the white people from wherever else, and you're trying to capitalize on that because these people have large followings. Like I assume he would have had 140 or something back then. He would have had a lot of people. So I understand you want to get it done, but for both him and for both the people who fly him out, it's like you gotta be a little bit more cognizant of what it is that you're doing.
Of the things, and that's a problem, especially I find in Barbados, because even with the way that our tourism board markets things, you know, all of our tourism ads are very much catered to the white public people, that are going to come here and lay down on the beach. As crop over we go, I can tell you right now, 95% of my clients are Black people.
Okay. And I've had people from overseas who come to me and said, I don't see myself in any of your advertising.
We have young Black people like between the ages of 20 and 40 that are looking to travel the world, live their best lives, experience cultures, and not experience to appropriate, just experience in general.
Culture, exactly.
And we spend all of our advertising dollars catering to the white people who are going to come on the beach, not use taxi men because the main cheap and they can get on pennies at ours. They want to pay the bare minimum of everything. They're not spending. Meanwhile, the Black people want to come down here and rent out the villas.
Yeah, they want to have the full experience.
Have their chefs go on the cruises. They want to do the full experience.
The most.
And we are not catering to them.
And the thing is that you can have both, you know. You can
have your ads with the white people. You can have both because we can cater to everybody.
We can cater to everybody.
But as you know, I saw that Mr. Garrett from the BTM way. He said that they're now going to start catering to different,
exactly.
things. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see
Maybe
what happens.
It will change.
But my problem is like, why did it take 2020?
Right.
Why did it take a pandemic? Why did we exactly for you all to like sit down and say, maybe the model that we were accustomed to working with isn't working.
And the thing, and this is why I get so upset about it, because you remember Leah and I did My Barbados Weekend years ago.
Years back,
and the whole point, I remember Leah really was pushing this, we can make the most out of entertainment tourism. We have the potential to have people coming to the island just to, for weekends, just to have like a good just party weekend. Exactly. And then we can have like, sports tourism. Yeah, we can have tourism. A lot of events here if we had the proper facilities and people can fly. There are other things other than just the sand and sea. Exactly. Tourism.
Sand, sea, sun tourism that's been done.
You realize it was only ever one My Barbados Weekend. The pushback from that was so insane. We had a fight to pull off that weekend, Luke. The people didn't want me to do it because it was the Easter weekend and Good Friday. You can't have things on Good Friday and then Easter Sunday and the church and if we had known that it was Good Friday when we approved this, that the people fight me hard. And we say nope, not again.
Right, I don't blame you.
We are Bajans trying to do something in Barbados for Barbados, and we get the maximum pushback. But the random white boy
come down the road and them say,
"Sure, play down here for crop over with his friends." I really upset about it when I could hear how it say. I really upset about it.
Like when I ran into him because for disclosure, I worked with the BTMI as I was a consultant. Whatever, I worked with them with Trinidad Carnival and Jamaica. I think that was last year and year before. And that was fine. We were good. We had a good time. We left behind with the people and the crowd. We went through the crowd. We had no influencers. So then they decided for crop over last year they would pick out a whole set of influencers and fly them down. He was one. So I ran into them at what was that thing that Ramon has down at Bushy Park? Lifted. So I ran into them down there, and I remember seeing him, and he just there like the most average white boy. Like you will walk past him, he's like basic Betty white boy, cookie cutter white boy. Like you just, there's no aura, there's no presence, there's no nothing. This magnetic appeal, there's nothing. He's just there, and there he saw a playing face standing up there, like I'm here, so what?
So you're not even making the most of it.
I don't want to
even really selling what you get. So you don't here to do.
I don't want to. Some driver whipping here, man. He's gonna go up on stage and walk up sting.
Work for this.
You gotta work for this money. Here for 9 come. You better take pictures. You better smile. You better dance. You better be up and down through the crowd. You better be doing the most. Get my money out to you for the time you lie in the airport. You taking a picture.
I just want our brands and our Bajan people and Caribbean in general to just be proud of our culture and embrace our people before we look and be so excited to accept everybody from outside. Because there are a lot of popular people in the Caribbean that could get flights to other Caribbean islands too. Yeah. Right? It don't always have to be American influencers.
It doesn't have to be. There are
to come down here.
There are a whole set. Like somebody was listing them out. I think there was a guy from Antigua Chavi. There was the guy from St. Lucia, OG Choice. There are a whole set of them.
We have our own Caribbean influencers, and if maybe you're all
Global Carnival,
Marissa, if we were to put the backing behind them, then we wouldn't have all of these problems we're having to gatekeep because
you already have Caribbean people there with large followings already.
Right, but we keep bigging up like all of these outsiders, and then they come and they think that they've made us.
Be exactly that you can
and then
you can come and say you paved the way for black people, and it's like what do you mean?
Then you talking to
exactly we being bullies,
so they don't even come and be respectful.
They're not respectful. Exactly, that's the thing. If he was respectful, he said, I came, I enjoy the culture, I like it, as you said,
I really love the culture, anything
people pick me up and made me big because you could dance. I'm not doing that. That's fine. You come enjoy the culture. I love St. Lucian culture, I love Caribbean culture, I love Carnival culture. That's fine, but not you coming and saying it's me. I made this. I did this.
And the thing is, right? Okay, as he said, it was a slip of the tongue. He clarified what he meant, and I don't know anybody's motives. As I tell you, guys always, give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't know anybody's motives, so maybe he wasn't. It just came out, right?
It just jumped out.
But just for even for that to slip out,
the
You have
colonizer
to
jumped
have
out.
some
You know?
kind of mentality there where you believe that you have done something for
Exactly,
somebody.
for somebody that you paved the way. I'm trying to remember what was the comment when he tried to walk it back, when he was trying to say,
I think what he was basically trying, he said that, you know, what he was trying to say is that he made it easier for other influencers to, you know, get to be able to travel. And I don't know, Lou. I don't, because I can't wrap
You
my
can,
brain around
exactly.
it. So I can't, so
It's
yeah,
the same
but
as me.
people been doing this. We've been doing this. We've been paying for our own flight tickets and going to
And
carnivals
going down the road
bigging up
and
the other
exactly.
carnivals and loving up with Caribbean people. And you have not paved the way for anything. What you have done is taken advantage of it and made good money. Just like how all white people is say, oh, I love the blacks. They're doing this.
They're doing this. I
Let's do
absolutely
this.
love this. So
And
you
then
can pick it up,
come and
put it on, and it's gonna be
it's
fun.
Not segregate. It's not the word. What's the word that you're trying to say? Not segregate. But come and decide that they're going to make it into this thing, and they're going to, you know, make it white and
make it nice and acceptable. Exactly.
And present it to the fellow white community for
And
them to do foolishness with your culture. And I'm very sorry, I'm not having it.
I'm not having it. I don't like people playing up in my face. I
I'm
don't
not
like.
having it.
I've been doing something all the while. We've been doing this for centuries.
Yeah.
We've been enjoying crop over. We've been doing all the working that stink for centuries. You come along, you take it, you repackage it, and you selling it to other people and selling it back to us.
But the thing is, has he even repackaged it?
He has not.
He has not done anything
He only put
different.
a white face on it and carried down
to
the
what
road.
any of us have done. Like I said, the only difference is that me and you just pull we pocket when we go carnival.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Nobody
we go
don't tell me
Jamaica.
come and go away.
Nobody
Exactly.
don't say come down and fly down and we can bring,
come
bring
and
your
think.
friends.
Exactly.
So all of we's got save we coins, pay for our own tickets, and we still do
go
all
down
the
the
Instagram
road.
posting and all the pushing and all the this and that, and still big up we country for free. Nobody don't back we, nobody
Exactly.
don't fly we. So you have not paved the way, sir. You've just capitalized on it. And that's the last time I'm going to say about him. Because
Yeah, I don't blame you. Again, just as you said too, I blame all them people out there who follow him, who like him, promote him.
We always accepting and bigging up mediocrity, man. We got to
just
stop it.
pushing it, and it just
As soon as a white girl could shake her ass a little cool, like,
people
yes,
lose.
she's going black. No, she does not.
The white girl's taking over. You know they're doing
not.
it. You know it's like no,
They're not doing it. They're not taking over.
No,
It's just no. It just no. And it's not even like it's be a Caribbean white girl. It's always be some like random American white person
or somebody
some
Eastern European
British
or
white
somebody.
It's not even to say that we try to big up the white people in Barbados.
Right.
We don't even are in the Caribbean. We don't even be trying to big up we own people.
Wait, boys in Harbour Lakes, let's walk up, stink, and go down the
You
ground.
ever see Harbour Lakes going on the road? Could have met there.
Right.
And then photo. The walk ups is be spectacular.
So it's like
Some of them is be offering them, some not. But I mean, like there is no difference to his one walk up. Like Mr. Burgess tried to tell me that the guy could stick too. I didn't see any sticking. Okay, Burgess
anyway,
always trying
exactly.
I didn't see any sticking. I just saw the one direction.
I only ever saw one,
and I am never going to accept that as something to be
celebrated.
Yeah, to be
Again, we
celebrated.
grow on seeing so many people doing something about grass skirt,
crew, spin pooch, crossfire. Like we've seen men that can walk up. We've seen them on the international stage.
Yeah.
You ever see Edwin walk up? Edwin about here forever. You've not paid
Yeah,
me
man,
for
walking up
anybody,
like.
So I'm sorry that you're being dragged. No, I'm not. I'm sorry that you probably feel bad. I don't like people to feel bad.
Right, exactly.
Right, and he can get some bullying, and I'm never really big on bullying. So like, you know, Luke love people to get dragged.
I'm like bullying works.
Luke love people to
bullying
get
works. That's
dragged.
it.
I'm never really big on bullying,
Especially
but
when you're doing nonsense.
I really do think that sometimes the people is gotta get dragged for them to know, because if you don't
understand.
drag them, they mistake it acceptable, and you just gotta put them in a place sometimes. So I hope that, you know, it's gonna disappear quickly. Somebody else is gonna
do something, or it's gonna fade in his background.
Correct.
It's like,
somebody else is gonna say something
gonna
stupid,
be
and it'll
done.
be fine. And then, you know, he will get to go back to what he's doing. But I just hope now that, you know, at least he's a little more aware of the privilege that he has.
Exactly.
And
his
the
position.
fact that, you know, he is taking up the space that somebody
That's
else
right.
could be using. And we will see if it makes
any difference.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Right.
So I want to move on to the throne speech. Well, one aspect, because there was a lot that was covered in our 2 hour speech. I really gonna just talk about the Republic aspect and probably the same-sex unions with same-sex marriage being approved, pending a referendum sometime, I don't know, in November.
I think sometime
sometime soon. But yeah, the throne speech was it was out the blue.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Everybody
I
loved it.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised that it was so big as well. That it like I seen all kind of things, CNN, ABC, Guardian.
The American media love.
They ate that shit up. Yeah.
I'm like, yes, whatever she does, tell us. We want to talk about
Telesur. I see all kind of Al Jazeera. I see
the international media
some Polish thing, some Eastern European shit, and they were like, "Oh yeah, they go Barbados abandons the monarchy," you know.
They love it. They love it.
They love that. I did not expect it. I'm 100% for it.
For all of it. The Republic aspect definitely.
It's a long time in coming.
It's about time.
About time.
It is about time. We've been needing to get away. You know, like the UK really can't about we anyway. So what was the point?
What's the whole reason?
Because all of the when I read the comments on Twitter, you know the white people is coming.
Listen,
they're let them go. Let's see if they can do without the funding. Yeah. What funding have y'all been giving us?
That flag in bio Twitter, St. George's flag.
Where
Twitter,
has the funding been going?
Where has it been?
Because we've been broke. So.
Like that mean, like where is it? Where are they? Like what money? Show me the money. Like
y'all have not been giving us anything.
No.
Like. So this is exactly why I want to be free. Like I just want them to just go
just ease off. Like
do
just roll out.
And just left me alone because
we don't need y'all. Y'all been doing. The Queen been broke since God knows what, like 1966. I mean, she millions of pounds. But then that monarchy, UK been broke since like that's the whole reason that the empire broke in the first place when they had the money. When they couldn't maintain it.
But they gave it to us apparently. They've been giving us lots.
They've been giving us. Somebody was saying, I see all the comments like, what are they gonna do with a natural disaster? The Royal Navy is not gonna come. Like I was like, but
has the Royal Navy been coming there?
Exactly, we've been helping. I was like, y'all getting us confused with Barbuda and them kind of places.
Because when the natural disasters happen, we're usually the ones that go and help other people.
Okay, so exactly.
We're good over here.
We're pretty good. We've been struggling along by ourselves quite good. Yeah, so thank you so much. I
cannot think of one thing that the UK has been doing for us in the past, I don't know, 20-something years to say that I could justify why we should say.
I can't say either. Like the most nonsense that's happened is when some royal representative just fly down, all of a sudden roads getting paved and things getting painted.
And that's the only time it's benefited us.
That's the only time it's ever benefited us. Here that often. Exactly. So, and our whole like government got to spend a whole set of money to accommodate them, and it's just
let them start with it, man.
That's fine. It's very fine. It's love the monarchy, love the crown. Let them stay over there.
Love them from afar.
Love them from afar. You know. What was it saying? Ever so welcome, wait for a call. That's
correct.
It. That's
Please and
it.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Stay where you are.
So I really do love the Republic aspect of it.
I'm looking forward to it happening.
Being able to say the Republic, you know.
Correct, yeah. I am looking forward to it.
And then there's this was the part that I didn't initially get at first with the same-sex unions, whereas there's civil unions, and then later was the marriage. I thought, because I was like, is it, you know, how does it work at first? And then I was like, I understand then that there's the referendum later.
Yeah.
I was saying, seeing the Governor General saying explicitly that they are not okay in marriage when she announced the civil unions, but that it will be put to a referendum later on.
I don't like the referendum either.
I don't like it at all.
Because we know how the Belgian public is. This announcement alone has shown you the holy have come out.
Listen.
In their droves.
With the they're ready to march. So exactly.
They're ready to march.
They're ready, and I just like.
And all who are unholy, them ready to burn at the stake. Listen, it's just to put it to a referendum assumes that we have a logical thinking people in Barbados.
Exactly.
And even though on Twitter, most of us, not even most of us, because the people on Twitter was a mess too. Oh God.
Oh boy, let me not
young and old. Bajans very much, because we have grown up in this very religious society, a lot of us have not been able to think freely for ourselves.
Exactly.
Yet, right? I grew up in a Christian household. My mother is a Christian. Very, very, very Christian. Right? Still very Christian to this day. And I had to unlearn a lot and know that it was not necessarily how I felt, and kind of assess what it was that I actually felt about it and what was just what had been drilled into my head. And a lot of Bajans have not done that yet.
No, I find that education, and as much as education is good, education just teaches people how to read and write.
Yeah.
I've seen through Twitter, Facebook, through everything that there's
that critical
alarming lot of critical thought.
Yeah,
exactly.
That critical thinking
that
is
nobody
not
thinks like, why am I thinking this? And you know, what has caused me? Who has put this in my head? You know, why do I think the way that I think? And these ideas that I've been fed, do I actually agree with them, or I just regurgitating them?
Yeah,
because
a lot of
people,
because the thing is that if when you ask them, why do you feel this way? Because the Bible said.
Right, exactly. It's like,
And it's like, because the Bible really had us as slaves as well, though.
Exactly.
So I am not gonna. You can't come and tell me the
bring
Bible
that
said
to me.
exactly.
Exactly.
That's the reason why I have to hold on to this. That is not a good enough explanation.
No, exactly.
It is not. The Bible says a lot of things.
A lot of things. You can't just pick and choose where you want.
The Bible says
Don't work like that.
of things. And people also use the Bible very relative. Somebody could come and take one verse from the Bible, and all three of us can interpret that one verse differently.
That's exactly
and go into
correct.
3 different churches and have 3 different sermons on 3 different things from that one verse.
Exactly.
Right? So don't come and tell me.
Don't bring that to me and say the Bible
it's just
says.
Wrong. Why is it wrong?
Why is it wrong? And you pressure them this get
You need
flustered.
to tell me why it is wrong. Tell me why you believe that it is wrong. And if you
Explain
cannot
to
come to me with an actual, because I understand that people can have different opinions, right?
Exactly.
And I'm all well and good with us having different opinions, but I also think that it's okay for you to have a different opinion and still left people to live the life.
Like, exactly. You could say this is my opinion, and that's fine with my opinion.
Because if you are a Christian, I don't like. Because I remember somebody on Twitter saying that they're fine with the same sex unions and same sex marriage, but just don't force the church to have to marry them, which I'm fine with, because
exactly.
The same way I don't want to infringe on their rights. I ain't coming and telling Christians that you have to marry them, and they need to be able to go in there. To let them go in there. I am not going to say that, because if their belief is that this is not right, that is fine.
That is their belief.
But stay in there with your belief.
Exactly.
Don't marry them. And left the people
alone. There's a clear division between church and
because
state.
I always say you have to consider, is it worth it to? They're literally little children that's killed themselves because they feel like they can't do this out. Right?
I could go down your line. Exactly.
There are grown people now who are living like
shadow lives.
There are women who are finding out that their men are down low. Because we wouldn't let the men be gay in public.
And they feel like they have to force to go down this line, and they don't want to be gay, or they don't want to be out. They don't even want to accept themselves, so they go down this line,
pretending to live this normal life. Have the wife, have the kids, whole time along the way. They're in love with a man.
Exactly.
But same thing with lesbians, you understand?
The same thing with women. So many women realize it's like, I thought that I like men, but I actually don't.
Precisely. And some like both, like whatever.
Right, exactly.
Right? So like we have people who are not living their reality just to cater to the public
exactly,
opinion.
to other people's expectations and other people's validation. Is it worth it? It's like you got one short life and you being pigeonholed, and
the thing is, it's not to say that like not having the same sex unions and not allowing it gonna make people not be gay.
Right, exactly. They're still gonna be. They've been there from the beginning of time. Exactly.
They're still gonna be gay. Gays are in the Bible too, by the way. Just like they're in there. Have y'all read it?
They have read there. Exactly. They're in there.
They're in the Bible.
They're very much in there.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't start. It's not.
It didn't just appear. Right. It didn't appear sometime after the colonial period or stuff like that.
So like it's not coronavirus that brought it out.
Exactly.
It didn't just start. So like for you to come and think that just because you think is wrong, and then let's not even get to the hurricanes and
the tornadoes
and the sign of the times.
Exactly.
Just because the same sex unions, this is the reason why the hurricane is going to hit us.
Thank you.
Guys,
exactly.
I just want y'all to use a little logic and know that does not mean
it doesn't follow, like it doesn't work like that. Like as I said on Twitter, God was during slavery. He was like, yeah. Anyway, so he was. He was out there chilling. He was doing something else. I don't know what it was. And have you read like excerpts, like real excerpts? We used to go on a plantation. Like these people were getting beat and mutilated. There was one I had on my phone. I can't even look for it now. But it was like, if you doing like the boilers, if like part of your finger gets caught in the boiler, your whole hand is going in the boiler. Furthermore, you going in the boiler. There are people talking about walking on the windmills when you have to walk on it. They'll be doing that for so long they'll fall asleep. You fall asleep, you fall down, you get crushed. You get crushed in the windmills. It was all kind of thing. Like when you boiling the sugar, If that sugar splash and stick on you, that's the end of it. The whole arm gotta come off. And it's like, when you read these things, it's like, and this went on for like, what, it's 200 plus years in Barbados that slavery went on. It's like, these are barbaric practices. So how can you take that and look at that and say, God thought slavery was fine? That was okay.
Yeah.
But now two people want to marry, and all of a sudden it's abomination, and fire got rain from the sky, and thunder and lightning, and there's gonna be all this going on.
I also want to, like, so for example, Christians have always been saying that the reason why Haiti is always in the state that it's in is because of like the voodoo and the witchcraft,
exactly.
And I always think to myself, so do you guys think that there are no Christians on Haiti?
Okay, exactly.
Because I'm sure there are Christians everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I'm sure that there are people who believe in God in Haiti. Right?
Yep.
So is it that their belief is not strong enough?
Exactly.
Because because you know, Christians, the intercessors will come together to pray, right? They'll pray, and the prayer is what will save whatever.
Exactly.
Right? So is it that the Christians in Haiti don't pray strong enough?
They don't pray strong enough?
Or maybe some of the intercessors from Barbados and the other bigger islands need to pray for Haiti?
Exactly.
Is it that
how it works?
Exactly. Like, I'm just trying to understand why y'all think the hurricanes is only hit them because of their witchcraft.
Because of the witchcraft and the voodoo. Do we not have witchcraft here? Exactly. But like we could listen. We could go.
Like, I just want logic to reign.
I just want y'all to accept it. You know,
think these things through. I'm not trying to force you to accept anything. I just want you to think.
Just think
to assess why you think something is happening, and then say, does that make sense? I just check myself real often. You know.
Yeah,
I can tell you, I've had a lot of.
I think it's very important.
Homosexuality was right. I used to have a lot of like beliefs that I grew up with, and I had to really check myself and be like, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Exactly. You know, I always advocate for introspection. That you know, think about why you think about things. You know, metacognition. Why do you think this? You know, as you say, like, you will have an idea that you grew up with, and then you got all this like, I don't really exactly agree with this. Like, it doesn't make no damn sense. You know,
make sense. And I get like I get way back in the day. You know, our parents would have grown up so strongly because, like I said, we are a very religious society. Right. But just because that is what my mother believes and what my family before me has believed does not mean that it is right.
Exactly.
And I'm not trying to take away anybody's
anything
religion.
For anybody else or strip it out
I honestly believe I'm all well with people being Christian and having their faith. Some people need faith.
Yeah, some people faith works wonders for some people. It's managed. It helps.
And I do have my own faith. I do believe in God, and I do have. But I also think that. I also believe in people. Like, I believe that people deserve to live and be happy.
Be happy.
And I don't think that the God that I believe in would want people to be suffering lives of misery and say that the man should not like the man. Or exactly. I just don't believe that's how it is.
God will put you on this earth to make that you be the vessel to make somebody else's life miserable, or you know you be there to. Like, say you shouldn't be able to do this or you shouldn't be able to do that. You be able to legislate and say people shouldn't be allowed to marry or live happily or live freely. Fully believe everybody should live in their own lane and mind their own business. So I shouldn't have to infringe on your rights, and you shouldn't be allowed to infringe on mine.
And I always tell people, when you talk about homosexuality and the rights of homosexuals, right, I want you to replace it with slaves or with black people.
Right.
And say what you were saying, but put black people in it. And tell me if you can think the same thing.
If you can think exactly, because you wouldn't.
So how is it we have rights as black people, but they should not have rights as homosexuals?
Exactly.
Like, they're people. So I don't think the referendum is fair because we already know how the majority of the Bajan public think. Yeah. And we can pretty much foresee how that is going to go. And I do not think that a human right should be put to a
referendum.
Because if they had a referendum for slavery, all we was still going to be.
We would still be down. Exactly.
Oh no. Because the whites would have been like, pardon, the blacks want to do
what? They want rights. The blacks rights. Their property. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna go no.
That doesn't make any sense.
That don't make any damn sense. These people crazy. Rights. Black people. Exactly.
The white people would never have voted for us to be free as slaves. So why are we then
having a referendum for people to have rights of
homosexuals in the hands of people who
don't agree with it? Exactly.
That does not make any sense.
That don't make any sense.
So I think you gotta sit with your chest. It's either the God rights or the man God.
Exactly. Technically, if you think you can get voted, I mean, like, where? If I would ask the Barbarian public, where you gonna go? Where you gonna go?
Like,
who you gonna go to?
Who else we voting in?
Where exactly?
What are our options?
Where are your options? I'll wait.
Right now we have Verla.
Right, who got Verla? Who may be out just now, and George might text you out. Who you got? So, what Solutions? Granville that was on Facebook around here for the last 3-4 weeks.
What is our alternative?
About Nelson statue and why Nelson statue should stay up. Who else?
But you know what? She's right too, because we could say who else, but.
Then again,
this major public voted LP twice, so they literally voted for Frandal with their chest.
Right.
So I mean, I can't put nothing.
You actually got a point. You got a point. You got a real good point actually. So yeah, I mean, I could understand for political expediency why you would say,
to have the referendum, but I just don't think that it is.
I don't think it's at the same. I don't think it's right, and I wonder if the government is going to do a sensitization campaign as to explain, because I thought that the Republic thing was pretty straightforward, and I've seen a wealth of stupid comments up there.
And that's why I tell you that I do not think that we boast this high literacy rate, right? But literacy is not common sense.
It's not common sense.
Literacy just means that they can read the words in front of them, but it does not mean that they can understand what they're reading and that they're processing it correctly.
Exactly.
And I do not think that a lot of the Bajan public know how to read and understand things. And even just assess it. Like, even if you don't understand, go and ask somebody, so what does this mean?
What does this mean? And then you can't even roll it over in your mind and think about it.
Like, it's just like, I ain't like that.
What was that? That ain't making sense.
This is how we do it. Like, what? Like, who's ever progressed doing the same things as do
over and over? Where would we be if we were as a society, if that's what we just used to do?
As a society, as a person, as a society, you have to change as times change. Imagine deciding that I was still gonna have my BlackBerry and I don't know, still have like one of them home phones with the rotary thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And talk about I running a business with a big ass desktop.
I write and a dialer and say why I gotta change to DSL for
like, pardon?
Then forcing me. No, that's
still
not.
Here with CaribServe.
Exactly.
Like, how would I be functioning? We change with the times.
Exactly.
So why then would you expect the society and the government not to change things with the times as well?
Exactly. That doesn't make any sense. And then also you can't expect Barbados to want to say to we're a progressive country, say that we're, like, first we're in Caribbean, that we up there, and then you want to bring in people from all over the world with the welcome stamp, and then tell them, them things that you like at home, them is liberal values. We don't got nothing so down here. We ain't got that down here. We ain't got none of that. That ain't available.
But the thing is, right, we do have it.
We have it.
That's my point. Like, it is here. Homosexuals live in Barbados.
Exactly, they been here.
They live together.
Exactly, they're
here.
We got friends that live together. Exactly.
We know our aunties and uncles that are gay.
Okay,
we know them.
Exactly.
Right? And even though the rest of your family may want to pretend that they don't know, they know. They know
blind. They know very well.
So what I would like people to do is focus on like the men that troubling the little girls.
Oh, but listen, where did we start?
The boys, and I would like y'all to focus on like the bullies that beating up children and killing them.
Okay.
I would like y'all to focus on things that actually affect
real issues that we have in society, are not the low hanging fruit. Exactly, we got serious actual problems.
Let's just leave the homosexuals to love one another in peace.
Let's leave them alone.
And let's worry about the people that are actually like killing.
Exactly.
Like the fact that like a woman can't done with a man because the man gonna watch her wash his
head. Like every other like month or so, there's some domestic partner violence, intimate partner violence,
we have so many things to discuss.
People gloss over, and it's like, we got actual real issues, as you say, the children are beating one another and killing one another from young ages. 9 years old, and beating somebody. Incredibly violent, and it's like, what's going on? We have
other things that we need to focus on and pray on, and the fact that same-sex unions can be accepted here is not the reason why the hurricane is going to hit Barbados.
Exactly, exactly. People be saying they're very good at hurricanes,
because they think that if God was going to punish us for the wickedness, I don't think it would be the same sex union that would be the one that will make it.
It wouldn't be no damn same sex union.
That's not the one that was going to push God. God was like, bullying, murder, domestic violence. That's
cool. That's all right. Exactly.
That's not the way that it works.
No, I sending a big category 5 hurricane at the roar for them. I can sort them out. That's not it.
So I just want that when people say these things, that they're really. Just think it through just a little. And I know, like I said, we all grew up, and most of us grew up in very religious households. And I know that when you think things through the first time, it gonna be like that. You can get that niggling feeling
yeah,
of guilt.
right. It's like, I don't know if this is like, right. Yeah, this
right.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've been there. I've had that niggling feeling of guilt. But you know what really helped me though? You see, the minute that I became a mother and I had to be accountable for somebody else, and I knew that they were gonna have to grow up in the world that I left behind. Yeah, I was like, I got no freaking guilt.
Exactly.
Nothing. Like I assess everything. It's be like, this is shite.
Right, exactly.
It's not shite. Like, and I'm very, because I always think about, if my daughter was to come and tell me that she's a lesbian, imagine me putting up the child that I hold for 9 months and then went through 12 hours of immense pain to get over here, and they get vexed and put she up because she like a girl.
Exactly, saying that neither you or her had any control over.
You can imagine.
Like you carry the child, you give birth to the child, you feed it and you raise it,
and they supposedly loved her, right?
And you love it, exactly.
And
all of a sudden now
to love her.
And then toss your child out on the street for whatever to happen to them. And I was wondering, what do you say to people afterwards?
And all of it, because even if you do not agree with it, even if it was to say that I did not agree with it, right? Some of the extremes that people go to cut off their loved ones because of something like homosexuality. It's like, you could have never really loved it.
You could have never really loved it. It's like, it don't make no sense. Like, how you was going to sleep at night? We used to tell yourself, it's like, you used to be like, my child on the street roughing it, somewhere getting assaulted or abused.
I think that if people cared a lot more about human beings, if people were big on empathy, and a little less big on the religion, like it will make a big difference. You can be a Christian, you can be whatever, right? And you can still have empathy for people and understand that whether or not you agree with it, people still deserve to
have rights,
to have rights, to be happy,
to be happy,
just to feel free to be and express themselves. And I just want you to know that is not these telling me that a pedophile and a homosexual is the same thing. I will literally fight you. I will raise my hand.
Yeah, because
to engage in physical.
Exactly, I will physically assault you.
Because it isn't. If you even think it's the same thing, you have to be insane. It is not the same thing. Two big hardback consulting adults exactly doing what they do in their own privacy, minding their own business, cannot be the same thing as a big hardback man or woman molesting a child.
Exactly, deliberately seeking out and going after a child. It doesn't. Children can't consent. Oh my God, like
and that's exactly why you know that they don't be thinking rationally. Because to make those jumps, to jump from one thing like that to the next, it cannot be rational thinking
at all.
So it has to be emotional. It has to be like, this goes against everything that I believe. It has to be emotional, because a rational thinking person is not going to make that leap. Those two things do not make sense. You cannot tell me that one leads to the other.
Exactly. How it just doesn't follow.
So yes, I'm all for it. I think the referendum is shite. No referendum. Just tell the people go lump the business.
And call it. Who don't like it. If you don't like it, you gotta lump it. So
if you don't like it, what you should do is not be a homosexual.
There we go. Exactly. Then you wouldn't have any problems, because it affects your life in literally really no way. It's just.
Like I honestly believe that they think that the minute that it get past, like they're gonna wake up and they're gonna be like Armageddon. Like they're gonna wake up, fire gonna be coming from the sky.
I just wonder, like, what you think?
They're gonna be the same.
You gonna drive down Broad Street and big like rainbow flags gonna be hanging from the buildings.
All of the people that are homosexual now are still going to be homosexual. Like when you pass the law, like somebody that like girls ain't gonna say, yes, boy, it could be gay.
This is it. No, we're taking over, right? No, like them gonna storm Parliament and take over the country. It's like
they would have already liked boys. They would have already.
They like girls, and they would have already been doing their thing. They're gonna go along there. They normally
doing it in the private, because they're afraid that you're gonna drag them down the road and shame them. Exactly. Or pat rocks at them.
Exactly. Or all kind of thing.
And all kind of thing. Left the people and let the people live their life in peace and mind your business.
Exactly. Period. That's as simple and easy as that.
So let's work on beating at the rapists and the killers, the domestic violence partners. Let's do all of that. Let's focus on them.
Everything. Let's focus all that energy on them.
To hell and back, and then back to hell again. But let's leave the homosexuals alone. Thanks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Jessica, for being on Hot Takes with me. We definitely want you back again in the future.
I'll think about it.
When this come out, I'll probably get a call from Korea or somebody be like, yo, what's this you and Jessica doing?
All the names I'm calling out, everybody they gonna come.
Their message will start coming down like,
I'm not sorry about anything.
I know, right? We said it with our chest, so
said it with all my chest.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you again. You know, I was glad to have you, and had a good discussion as always. So yeah.
All right. We always, you know.
You know how he is. Exactly.
Yeah, right, so.